So, what's the life-changing breathing advice that we promised earlier? Well, this exercise is to take a roll of medical tape or even a Band-Aid and stick it over your mouth. So, how's that going to help my voice, you're saying? Now, of course, I'm not going to do that right now to me because you won't be able to hear me. But at night, you are not going to speak to anyone, are you? Keeping your mouth shut when sleeping will prevent your mouth and vocal cords from drying out as your mouth opens when you're slumbering. The idea of taping your mouth shut to ensure that you sleep only breathing through your nose will hopefully remind you during the day to only breathe through your mouth if you really have to. Of course, when speaking and singing, you have to breathe through both the mouth and the nose. Imagine having to wait for everyone to sniff in more air to continue each sentence. That would be really annoying. But when you are not talking or singing, just keep that mouth shut, please.
Yes, more air comes in through your mouth than your nose, but your body doesn't make the best use of it. To be really healthy, you have to get out of any habit of mouth breathing and only breathe through your nose as much as possible. Through the nose, the air is cleverly purified and pressurized. Our noses have all sorts of clever filters and channels to help add moisture to incoming air. It even warms it as well when needed, and this helps the vocal cords to not get a shock in cold environments. If you breathe through your mouth as well as sucking in all sorts of things like pollen, dust and microbes in the air, you are going to dry out your vocal cords very quickly, and that will ruin your vocal quality. Babies and toddlers never breathe through their open mouths, do they? But as we grow up, we get into these bad habits.
So before you're ready to snuggle down in bed, stick some tape on to make sure that you won't breathe through your mouth when your head is on the pillow. Just one piece of tape is enough, stuck vertical. You can still sip water through a straw in the side of your mouth or shout out in an emergency. But it really is effective. It's something I've done for many years. Doing this has made me sleep better and feel better during the day. So what if you feel you can't breathe well enough through your nose? Well, scientific evidence is such that about 20% more oxygen can be assimilated with air going through the nose than being sucked in through the mouth. It's quality breathing you're aiming for, so don't worry. And also, if you get into the habit of panting lots of air through the mouth, you'll bring in too much air, which can stress the body out and create hyperventilation. Of course, if you have a bunged up nose with a head cold or something, don't do this taping up business until you are fully better. But one way you can increase the amount of air going through the nose is to widen it a little bit using some of those bedtime nose strips, which have little bits of springy wire in, and you stick them to the fleshy part of your nose, and it keeps it a little bit wider while you're asleep at night. So yes, you will look ridiculous in bed with these things on your nose and the tape on your mouth, but who's going to look at you?
You may also find, if you snore, that taping up your mouth will reduce your snoring or stop it altogether. And also it has dental care benefits. The science is very clear. Don't breathe through your mouth. Breathe through your nose as often as you can. If you'd like to learn more, we recommend reading the best-selling book, The New Science of a Lost Art by James Nestor. Over many years, he conducted various experiments on himself and his colleagues and visited many breathing experts in the world.
Let me tell you about some other breathing advice from the experts that the journalist discovered. In this course, we give you exercises to increase the capacity of your lungs and be more efficient in breathing. Science has now proven that the larger your lung capacity is and the more efficient you are in breathing techniques, the longer you will live and the healthier life you will enjoy. It's as simple as that. This seems to be a common factor across not just human beings, but the animal kingdom as well. Also, when you get older and the lungs get smaller and less efficient naturally, by learning how to breathe properly and by taking calm, controlled, long and slow breaths, as we're teaching you in this course, you can maintain your lung capacity and health as you get older. Slower breathing through the nose also helps calm anxieties and balance the carbon dioxide and oxygen levels. Well, I hope you find all this useful. So, are you up to taping shut your mouth tonight in bed? Good luck.